ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
California is expanding the list of people eligible for the coronavirus vaccine by another 4 to 6 million people. Who's included and when that will take effect. But this comes as a shortage of vaccines is forcing the Petco Park Superstation to close for 3 days. What that will mean for thousands of San Diegans who had an upcoming appointment. And it's been more than a month since a Chula Vista mother of 3 was last seen, why her family is now taking their search for her outside San Diego County.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening, I'm Steve Atkinson. I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Lindsay Pena. We're going to be checking in with her shortly. But first, the Petco Park Vaccination Site is closing for 3 days because of a shortage of COVID-19 vaccines. And as we take a live look, you can still see there's a steady stream of cars pulled into the parking lot there, with San Diegans, of course, anxiously waiting their turn. A delayed shipment of vaccines is the reason for that shortage. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala explains what that means for the thousands of people who were supposed to get vaccinated here in the coming days.
Like Los Angeles County, a shortage of COVID-19 vaccines in San Diego County has slowed down vaccinations and even canceled some appointments.
We inherit all of the problems that happen above us.
On Friday, the county was set to receive a shipment of the Moderna vaccine, which didn't happen. The shipment is now scheduled to arrive on Tuesday, but County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says he'll believe it when he sees it.
They've said definitively it'll be here Tuesday, but they also said definitively it would also already be here.
Right now, second dose appointments are a top priority, but the UCSD Health Petco Park Vaccination Superstation, which has only given the Moderna vaccine, will be the most impacted site.
Unfortunately, we only have enough vaccine to run through tomorrow at that site.
Dr. Marlene Millen with UCSD Health says appointments for Friday and Saturday will remain as is, but no vaccines will be offered on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Those appointments will automatically be rescheduled.
They'll receive an email that has the information on when they were rescheduled to. Sunday is moved to the 22nd, Monday was moved to the 23rd, and Tuesday we split. So if you were before noon, you were moved to the 24th, and if you're after noon, you moved to the 25th. Again, this will be in the email, so no one need to run and jot it down.
If those dates don't work, people can choose a different time through MyChart or find another location anywhere in the county offering the Moderna vaccine. The county says both the East County and South Bay superstations still have enough vaccines to get through Monday. The county's smaller pods and the North County Superstation in San Marcos have enough vaccines to complete second dose appointments and a limited supply of first dose appointments. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
If you were scheduled for a second dose and your appointment has been pushed back, the CDC did update guidance that says second doses of the vaccine can be administered up to 42 days after the first dose and still be effective. Another vaccination superstation is now open at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. It started administering those vaccines to healthcare workers and those 65 and older just this morning. Scripps Health is helping to operate that site located inside the Fairgrounds large exhibit building. It is now open from 8 to noon on Saturday and Sunday. You can make an appointment on the county's website. The county says that site is not expected to be impacted by that supply shortage. As of today, more than 462,000 people in San Diego County have been vaccinated for COVID-19. More than 104,000 have been fully vaccinated, meaning they have received both shots. And late this afternoon, the state announced it is expanding the list of people eligible for the vaccine. Our ABC 10 News reporter Leah Pizzetti is here to tell us how people with disabilities and health conditions will soon be able to get their vaccines. Leah.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, so this update did come out today, but these groups of people actually will not be eligible for another month, March 15th to be exact. So today, State Health Director Dr. Mark Galley says people with severe disabilities and those with health conditions that put them at high risk can get in line for shots starting March 15th. This includes people with certain cancers, stage 4 kidney disease, people with Down syndrome, people who have had an organ transplant, pregnant women, people with heart conditions, severe obesity, and those with severe type 2 diabetes. Now, all of this comes as the future of dose accessibility is in question. As you just heard today, our San Diego County leaders saying they would not be getting an expected shipment of doses this weekend. So weekend appointments at Petco Park are being rescheduled for next week. This also comes as just yesterday, county leaders introducing the idea that in the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks, they might be able to expand eligibility to the next tier, which includes teachers teachers, law enforcement, and food workers. So we know there are a lot of moving parts right now as far as expanding that eligibility. A lot of people we're talking about up next. And so it is going to be a discussion of how to make sure we get this order in the right order, and also making sure we have the doses that we need, because we know that that is the big concern, is making sure we have the right amount of doses. We have reached out to our county leaders to get these answers, and we're hoping to hear back soon, and we'll of course keep you updated. Reporting live from home, Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
Leah, speaking of that, we also know there are a lot of questions and different experiences with the vaccine rollout. Our ABC 10 News in-depth team is committed to tracking down your answers and sharing your stories. Just send us an email to tips@10news.com.
And now here are the latest numbers on the coronavirus in San Diego County. 24 new deaths were reported today. Nearly 3,000 San Diegans have lost their lives to COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. And just over 800 new cases were also reported today. That brings our total to nearly 251,000. Well, the University of San Diego is sheltering in place after a massive COVID outbreak on campus. 1 in 10 students living on campus has contracted the virus since move-in began for the spring semester. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer De La Cruz explains where the spike in cases is coming from.
Senior Selena Tibor has a pulse on the USD community.
COVID-19 cases from the first 2 weeks have actually surpassed the total number of cases from fall 2020.
She's an editor for the school paper, and she's been watching the COVID outbreak closely.
The rush process happens in the spring at our school, and there weren't any reports of Greek life incidents in the fall, but there have been some this spring.
The school brought back more than 1,000 students to live on campus this semester. That's up from 600 last fall. Tibor says they got an email from administration Friday with a warning for those students.
They basically hinted that if our numbers continue to grow, they're going to have to send all students who are living on campus home. They've been here for less than a month, but quarantine housing is really filling up at the university.
In a Twitter video, University President James Harris attributed the new cases to students not following precautions.
It is clear from our tracing efforts that parties and other social gatherings off campus are occurring.
Move-in for on-campus residents started on January 22nd. The following week, new cases more than doubled in the campus community. More than 281 cases have been reported between students and faculty, both on and off campus, since spring semester started.
This spring semester, I've already known a number of students who I'm friends with who have contracted COVID-19.
In response to the outbreak, the school has issued new rules. Students who live on campus can only leave for essential reasons, like getting groceries or going to work. All in-person labs, research, meetings, and student activities must be virtual. Students living off campus must isolate. Jennifer De La Cruz, ABC 10 News.
The CDC just released new guidelines to safely bring students back into the classroom. The agency is pushing 5 key mitigation strategies: masks, physical distancing, hand washing, cleaning, and contact tracing. The CDC says if these strategies are strictly followed, K-12 schools can safely reopen for in-person learning. But the San Diego Unified School District president says there's one other key step: vaccines.
When we get our educators vaccinated, when our case rates, continue to decline and get into, a safe space in the community, and then on top of all the mitigations that we've already, put into place in our schools, we will be able to start reopening.
Yesterday, county officials said teachers could be 2 to 3 weeks away from receiving the vaccine. And you can keep up with any developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
All right, turning down to our weather. Whoa, that's loud. We saw some light rain this morning and things have cleared up since. A lot of rain along with that music. ABC 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos is joining us now with the very latest. Angelica.
The music is usually good, gets my attention. Time for weather. Alrighty, we got about 1/10 of an inch in most areas. San Diego didn't get to see even that much. We expect that this system to not bring a whole lot of rain. As it moves away, the skies are clearing, but we do have another storm system which is going to be impacting our region starting tomorrow. The winds are going to be a concern. We'll have much more, and also how much rain we could see out of that system arriving tomorrow in your 7-day forecast.
Now to a developing story. The search for a missing Chula Vista mother of 3 is now happening miles away. Maya Milliette's family is refocusing their efforts in Glamis this weekend, about 2.5 hours from San Diego. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo explains why the family is searching there.
It's now been 5 weeks since anyone has heard from or seen Maya May Milliette.
We feel like we haven't really advanced anything.
The family is frustrated, feeling helpless, but not giving up.
We'll do anything for family. You know, we have to, because she would be out here looking for us if it was one of us missing. So we're not going to give up on her.
Milliette's sister, Mary Chris, and the family are heading to Glamis to search for her this weekend, planning on passing out flyers Friday and searching for Maya on Saturday and Sunday.
Just to get any clues or any information maybe we can get there. It's one of those searches that we are looking for a needle in a haystack.
Glamis is 2.5 hours away from San Diego, where the family would often go with Maya.
It's one of those places that she loved being out, being out and about, riding her dirt bike, riding the quads, being on the razors.
Also this weekend, a generous donation from an alumni from Maya's high school, a $1,500 donation match for anyone who donates to the family's GoFundMe, used to help the family's search efforts, pay for supplies and flyers, and hopefully more answers.
Primarily, it's going to go to a private investigator since the beginning that we wanted to do that.
The family is not losing hope.
We're just hoping that maybe she's out there, trying to get away from life.
In Chula Vista, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
A spokesperson for the Chula Vista Police Department says there are no new updates to report, but that their investigation is still active and ongoing.
Donald Trump's attorneys needed only 3 hours to complete their defense today in his second impeachment trial. As ABC's Faith Abube reports, the lawyers attempted to turn the tables on Democrats who claimed the former president's words sparked the Capitol Hill riot.
Donald Trump's legal team opening with an aggressive defense of the former president, turning the spotlight directly on the Democrats.
It's a deliberate attempt by the Democrat Party to smear, censor, and cancel.
The defense accusing House impeachment managers of manufacturing evidence against Trump to boost their case that the twice impeached former president is singularly responsible for the deadly January 6th insurrection.
They cut off the video before they showed you the president's optimistic, patriotic words that followed immediately after.
Trump's attorneys using their own selectively edited video montage, taking both the former president and Democrats out of context.
Ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
The defense lawyer's case hinging on 3 main arguments: that the trial lacks due process, it's unconstitutional, and that Trump's words before the deadly insurrection amount to everyday political rhetoric, using a more than 9-minute sequence of Democrats using the word fight to try to make their point.
We're going to fight, and we're going to continue to fight.
I am going to be fighting. It's a word people use, but please stop the hypocrisy.
The defense team urging senators to vote to acquit Trump, branding the impeachment trial nothing more than political theater.
It is constitutional cancel culture.
And late Friday afternoon, the trial moving into a question and answer session.
Isn't it the case that the violent attack and siege on the Capitol on January 6th would not have happened if not for the conduct of President Trump?
To answer your question very directly, Donald Trump summoned the mob. He assembled the mob and he lit the flame.
And after the Q&A session, both sides will make their closing arguments before senators cast their decisive vote on whether Trump is innocent or guilty of inciting an insurrection. The trial is expected to resume tomorrow. Faith Abube, ABC News, Capitol Hill.